Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, back with you with another new chapter of Dragon Hunters versus the World. Honestly, sorry for the wait, guys. Honestly, I was more surprised that I got a lot of traction for this series, to be honest. I didn't expect it to get much at all at first. Think about it. The Seventh Dragon series is basically niche as hell, and is one of Sega's most forgotten games. Even though it has one of the most unique combat / stories / character creation system. But either way, thanks a lot for the love for this series, especially after Chapter 0 and Chapter 1. So, a little bit of a recap. Currently, Leo was telling the story to Azazel about his past and his time in his universe, that he and his team, Unit 11, were known as that of dragon slayers, individuals who slay dragons to protect humanity. However, during their actions, basically they learned the origin of their world, and soon after killing the seventh dragon, they were soon sent to this world, the world of Highschool DxD, where they found out that not only dragons still exist, but have different biologies to the dragons of their universe. Also finding out that even gods, angels, fallen angels, and devils, and many other supernatural creatures existed, as they're aware that they existed, but in their world, they're more as that of spirits and that of guardians, instead of, being actual gods. But even so, now in an unknown world, currently right now, our 9 heroes basically need to know on what world they've truly gotten themselves into. But as for Leo, he needs time to clear his mind about everything that he's gone through, about everything that he's lost in his own world, until he meets a certain crimson red-haired girl. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 2, A New Life and New Home. Currently, 2 months have now gone by since Unit 11 soon shows up. And with the help of Azazel, they were able to at least get some comfortabilities, in that of Kuo, after all. At least a little bit secretive from that of the 2 devil heiresses that run the town, after all. Currently, right now, Azazel was able to make that of multiple houses for our teammates. For example, Leo, Renji, and also Tony are now living together, which makes a lot of sense because, again, they are butlers to his family and to him and him alone, after all. Able to build that of a 3-story mansion, actually, in Kuo, but had to at least, demolish at least a couple of houses and relocate at least a couple families too, which were really eager to do so given how much money that they would get and new places were basically rebuilt for them in Kuo. Originally, the house was made for all of them to live in. However, given that they have been living together almost for 2 months, back when they used to work with Noid, after all, let's just say some of them were a little bit annoyed on certain habits that they had to go through, especially living together. So Azazel had to build at least 2 more places for them. For example, he built that of an apartment complex, allowing that of Nana, Lily, Toji, and also that of Seiki to live in their own separate apartments, after all. And not only that, as for Tatsu, he always did prefer. He doesn't mind living in the apartment complex. However, he would prefer mostly having his own, cafe actually, especially it being a cat cafe, and wouldn't mind living there as well so he can get an early rise on getting the shop ready to go, which basically had that of a three-story house on top of the cafe. And living there is also Yuna as well. Originally, she wanted to live with that of, Leo, of course, but given that Leo probably wouldn't get much sleep with her there, it was basically decided unanimously for her to live with Tatsu. She hated the fact that she couldn't be with her beloved, but she got over it. If she realized that Lily can, live by herself without a Leo, then she can do it herself as well to prove that she's better. Now with their living situation now settled actually, currently right now, there's only one thing left to do. Basically, enroll them into Kuo Academy. Well, maybe at least only 4 of them actually. That being Leo, Saki, Toji, and also Nana. As for Lily and that of Tatsu, Tatsu has no interest in completing his college education actually. He always thought it was basically a waste of time for him. As for Lily, on the other hand, she only did it to, satisfy her father to basically, expand her education actually. But now that she's not even in her world anymore, she's free to do whatever she pleases, such as find a job for herself, such as, working as a part-time nurse for the local hospital at Kuo, actually. With that, soon, it looks like this time in this new world has become pretty beneficial. However, it wasn't just for them as well. As for Leo, he was actually able to make at least one new friend in this world. One friend that he didn't expect that he would basically have that of an impact in their life as soon as he thought. With now, it's the new semester for Kuo Academy, as first year is now moving up to that of second years now becoming third years. And as for our 4 Dragon Slayers, Leo, Saki, Toji will be that of second years. As for Nana, she's actually going to be with the first years. Technically, she may seem body-wise, she seems 15, but technically she is somewhat 16, which she should be with that of the second years, but decided to be a first year, given that, it's how she looks, to be honest. With all 4 of them now waiting in front of Kuo Academy in their current uniforms, with Yumi basically feeling around in her uniform, trying to bring down her skirt actually, with then saying, "I fucking hate these uniforms." With then soon Leo couldn't help but smile with his eyes closed, but feeling quite nervous. With then Saki basically putting 2 of her fingers to her forehead and sighing, with Toji not even bothering continuing looking at the school while adjusting his glasses. With then soon Saki saying, "I know how you feel, Nana. Trust me, I'm not really a fan of these skirts either. But to be honest, it can't be helped. This is part of the school. This is part of the school's dress code." With then soon Nana saying, "Oh, if that's the case, why aren't the male student uniforms more objectifying them as much as our uniforms are?" With Leo was about to speak up, but then Toji saying, I hear that these uniforms have been part of Kuo Academy since the beginning, even before the school went co-ed about that of 2 years ago. If you have complaints about it, you can take it up to with that of the faculty, and most likely with that of the student council. with then soon Leo's eyes widening, saying, "Why the student council?" With then soon getting something out of his school bag, he soon pulls out that of a large notebook with it has that of Kuo Academy's emblem and name on it, saying, "These are agenda guidebooks after all. I went over that of the school laws and that of its curriculum as well. Besides it being one of the most prestigious schools in this world's Japan, it also tries to focus more on that of student individuality and also their independence as well, such as most of the duties that teachers would have are now on that of the student council. For example, certain budgets for certain school clubs, also certain budgets also giving certain students a fair chance if they have done something wrong, like for suspension and expulsion and all that. That's most of the mindset, to be honest. But other than that, it's what the student council basically has more control over this school than even that of the faculty. With then soon hearing this, Nana saying, "If that's the case, I have a few words with the student council president and feel free to basically give them to her." With then, as Nana's hands were about to glow, within Leo grabbing her hand, saying, "Nana, not here. Remember, this isn't our world. People don't know about that of magic and abilities." With then, soon, her eyes widening, saying, of course. My apologies, Leo. Even in moments like this, it's good to have a calm and rational leader such as yourself." With then Leo saying, "I wouldn't say that much, but I appreciate the words of kindness, Nana. But, any rate, we should get going." With that, the four of them soon walk into Kuo, with then many of them getting eyes on them, with many of the male students looking at that of Leo and Toji with eyes of death, seeing that they're both pretty boys after all. However, especially looking at Leo, as he seems like he is the prettiest of them all, especially given his violent pink eyes after all, with getting the most attention even from that of the girls as well. However, many of the girls began to look at that of Saki and also that of Nana too, wondering, and that both girls actually look quite pretty too, with especially that of Nana. She almost looks like that of a porcelain doll, to be honest, given her pale skin. With soon, all four of them realize that all eyes are on them, with then soon Toji saying, "Well, it seems being under the radar is out of the question now. It seems like everybody is looking at us." With then soon Saki saying, "Of course it seems like that. We are four new transfer students that are out of the blue as well, so it only makes sense on why." With then Nana saying, "If they keep staring at me, I might just blow half of them up, especially wearing this damn skirt." With then, as Nana's face is completely and utterly embarrassed, as her face is completely red, which even shows more of her attractiveness with her white skin after all. With Leo basically still having that of a nervous face, he begins to feel several presences across the school, some that are familiar, while some that are not. With then, as he stops for a bit, where he looks on the outskirts of the school, where you would see that of the sports clubs would mostly be at being that of the track, kendo, swimming, basketball, and football clubs on the outskirts. If you look very far away, you could see it being that of an old abandoned school. Not personally, you could barely see anything from there. On where Leo is, you can barely see it. However, given his Atlantean biology and also And also, his ability is that of a rune knight. His senses are a lot more heightened than normal. So, to be him, he's basically seeing somebody, as he couldn't help but smile, saying, "So she really is here." No surprise there. As Leo catches up with everyone else, he still has that of a big happy smile on his face. Currently with that of Tatsu, he's currently getting the shop all ready to go, as it being the cat cafe that he created. Given that, well, there's a few things that Tatsu likes in this world. That being that of his best friend, being Theo, his semi-friendship that he has with that of Unit 11, and his beliefs for the Shinto, of course. However, there's one thing that surpasses even all three of those, that being his love for cats, which creating that of a cat cafe, which he calls the Neku Paradise. Basically, you can come into the cafe, order many cat theme out of, dishes, and also spend time with that of abandoned strays and abandoned cats. However, Tatsu's number one rule is to allow the cats to come to the customers, not for the customers to come to the cats, of course. Since many of the cats are basically strays that he and Yuna were able to find across that of the, city after all, which were pretty aplenty, to be honest. Hell, he even actually sets up that of a missing cat posters, taking pictures of cats, allowing their owners, if they've lost them, to actually come to the cafe to pick them up. To be honest, doing this actually has made his business even more popular with that of many kids and also teenagers across that of Kuo, especially those from Kuo Academy. With Tatsu getting ready for the shop, he soon looks at Yuna, saying, "Yuna, I'm going to head to the temple. Would you?" Saying, "Oh, sure. I'm already getting everything ready right now. But still, I hate the fact that I can't spend time with my darling Leo." Then soon, Tatsu raising an eyebrow, saying, "I told you I could have handled everything here by myself. You did, and you could have gone to Kuo Academy with the others. Instead, you chose to help me. Why?" With Yuna saying, "Well, isn't it obvious? You need help. And there's one thing that my darling always taught me, is that helping others is more important. Even help our fellow teammates, too." With her basically having that of a simplified smile, with not even showing her sharp teeth. With then, Tatsu couldn't help but sigh, saying, "It seems like we've all caught in that of the Nagashita blood. No matter who we come in contact with as a Nagashita, we always can't help but help others in need." With then soon, Yuna saying, "Well, of course. Is that supposed to be a bad thing?" With Tatsu basically sighing, saying, "No, it's not. It's just, how do I put it, more annoying than anything. And besides that, I'm heading to the shrine, hoping for that for a good day. Remember to keep the sign closed before we start opening." With then soon, Yuna saying, "You got it." As still getting ready for the shop, Tatsu soon heads to Kuo Academy shrine. As when he first showed up at the shrine, let's just say he wasn't really that happy, to be honest. If anything, he was actually downright disgusted and pissed at the fact that one of the shrines for one of his deities, being that as Kuo Academy was once under the Shinto protection of Amino no Yuzumi, one of the sub-goddesses of the sun, basically a, vassal god for the goddess Amaterasu. She's also known as the goddess of agriculture as well for the Shinto, which makes a lot of sense, given that Kuo did seem like that of a, bountiful, lushful town of greenery and also of, farming as well before it seems like it was changed into a small city after all. But even so, now seeing the state of the shrine, it couldn't help but piss him off. But so when he first showed up, he soon decided to clean up the shrine itself, but leaving the inside of the shrine basically taken care of for itself in case he needs to. As he was cleaning up the shrine, he was soon stopped by a certain someone saying, "Oh my, somebody helping with taking care of the shrine here? I'm surprised. No one actually bothers coming up here as much as they used to." With then Tatsu turning around as he sees that of a young woman who looks like she's like in her late teens, possibly 17 or 18 actually, as she has that of raven black hair tied up into that of a ponytail with that of a purple ribbon. A quite curvaceous and, somewhat over-the-top busty figure, actually. She seems quite young for her age as well. Not only that, unable to see her eyes, basically can't even see her soul. As for Tatsu, he couldn't help but say, "So, do you live here? Or are you the caretaker of this shrine?" Saying, "Oh, I actually live here. As for the shrine itself, I don't take care of it, to be honest. I don't since nobody comes up here, I don't really bother." With then, soon, Tatsu wanted to shout, before soon calming himself down, saying, "I guess so. I'm new in town actually, and seeing a shrine to one of the vassal goddesses of the sun, Ameno Yuzumi, it's despicable, to be honest. So I wanted to tidy up this shrine at least a little bit before I began my day today." With then soon saying, "Oh, is that so? Well then, thank you for doing so." With then he's saying, "Yeah, well, you should get going, girl." With then him soon clapping his hands together and began to do that of a prayer. With then soon she doing the same with Tatsu basically opening one of his eyes, seeing to his left. With then he couldn't help but scoff before getting back to his prayer, bowing his head and closing his eyes once more. After that of 2 minutes of finishing up his prayer, he's soon saying, "Well, I'll take care of that. Well, that takes care of that. Any rate, I better get going." With then soon she's saying, "So, plan on coming up here again?" With then saying, "Of course, I am a Shintoist, to be honest. So of course I would continue praying to my gods." With then she's saying, "Oh my, so that means I would get to see you even more. My name is Midokata. That's my family name. As for my real name, I don't know you to say it to you just yet." With then soon she's saying, "It's quite the mysterious person you are." Saying, "I just don't trust you. If you say you live here and yet you haven't done anything with the shrine, how can I trust somebody who lives here?" Hearing that, she couldn't help but feel like her eyebrow twitched for a little bit before saying, "Well then, if that's the case, then call me Himejima-san. Or if you like, you can call me Himejima-chan." With then, soon, the girl known as Himejima, or as she's actually known as Akeno Himejima, basically opened her eyes before giving that of Tatsu that of a wink. Before then, Tatsu scoffing, saying, "Yeah, sure." With then him walking away. With then soon, Akeno could up and say, "Quite the mysterious man, it seems. I wonder, who are you really, Midokata-kun? Because no one in this town actually cares that much about the Shinto when this is devil-controlled territory." With then, soon after that, Tatsu soon heads back to the shrine and was about to begin his prayer once more. As he walks up to the stairs to the shrine, he soon sees that Akeno was already leaving as well. With then soon he's saying, "Well, Hamejima-san, it seems like you're going to school today." Saying, "Of course, it is the first day of the new semester for me, and I'll be starting my third year." With then Tatsu saying, "Oh, so you're a third year, Hamejima-san. Kind of makes sense. You do seem to have that maturity about you. So this is your last year at Kuo Academy, right?" With then she's saying, "Of course, Mitakata-kun. So come to pray," saying, "As I've always done for the past couple of months, yes, I have." With then she passes saying, "Well, I hope you enjoy your prayer." With then soon, as Tatsu soon pass Akeno, with then soon, he basically raises his eyebrow for a bit. With then looking back at Akeno, as she's saying, "Oh, is there something the matter?" Saying, "No, it's nothing." "Well, if have a good day, Hamejima-san." With then saying, "You too, Mitakata-kun." With then the two walk past each other. With then soon Tatsu reaching the top and reaching the shrine. But then looking back down, saying, whatever the hell she is, she's definitely not human. She just flared up her bit of her magical power, and I sensed it right then and there. She may not be able to sense mine due to that of Saki and Nana's magical dampening tech barrier. But as for her, she's suppressing it. It's kind of irritating in a way. So, whatever the hell she is, the main reason why she hasn't done the shrines because she's not truly a Shintoist. But she has the look, the personality, and that of the elegance of a shrine maiden. Possibly a former shrine maiden if she's living here. Well, doesn't matter. I just need to continue what I've always done. Belief in the gods that I've worshipped and served my entire life. With then soon dropping at least a couple of yen coins down below, clapping his hands, and praying for a good day to come. As for Akeno, she soon finally reached the bottom of the steps for the shrine, looking back at that of Tatsu, saying, "Well, Mitakata-kun, I wonder, you were able to sense a bit of my demonic power for a split second there. That means there's even more to you than I've known for the past couple of months or so. So, I need to know, just who or what are you?" Within, Akeno begins to feel a little bit nervous, given that the fact that she said, since he is a believer of the Shinto, does that mean that that he has some kind of connection to the 5 principal clans of Japan? The clan, and especially that of the Hamejima clan, her former clan, her mother's clan. With then soon she's shaking her head as she continues walking, or rather sooner or later teleports to Kuo Academy. Speaking of Kuo Academy, currently right now, the day is starting to begin with now getting their schedules and also heading to their classrooms. With then soon Toji saying, "The student council president and vice president there." With then soon Leo saying, "Quite intimidating, to be honest." With then Saki saying, "Well, that, and I was also going to say quite suspicious as well." With then soon Leo saying, "That too, to be honest." They had that feeling, the feeling of something, well, malicious, to be honest. With then soon Toji saying, "Dragon?" Saying, "Not like that. When it comes to a presence of a dragon, it's basically overwhelmingly powerful." Within, Saki saying, "Exactly. I know, we know that pressure all too well." With then soon Toji saying, so, what kind of pressure do you think it is? Supernatural creature by any chance? Saying, both of them, actually. And yes, but I can't put my finger onto it. With then soon thinking about the four interactions with that of the student council president, Sona Shitori, and her vice president, Tsubaki Shinra. As the four of them were about to head to that of the faculty office, they were soon stopped by one of the members of the student council, as she has that of brunette hair, basically made into that of twin berets, with also quite the somewhat curvaceous figure, given the school uniform. After all, basically leaves nothing to the school's imagination. Even has that of quite a bit of fine legs and nice hips. As this being one of the student council members, Riai Kusuka, wanting to get information on that of the school and how that it turned co-ed, Riai basically gave them at least some answers, while the other answers, she basically just dodged them by switching the topic, which made things a little bit interesting, but also curious at the same time. As soon as they arrived, they soon enter that of a somewhat darkened room, with that of several Victoria-style furniture, with a couple of desks having that of paperwork, most likely for other student council members. And at the far left, right behind that, of a couple of windows, as it being that of a large mahogany desk with two ladies there, with one behind the desk while the other one right beside of the girl. As the girl behind the desk being Sona Shitori, or her true name Sona Citree, and the one standing beside her being that of the vice president and her queen, Tsubaki Shinra. With then soon, all four of them began to feel this pressure. However, Nana, on the other hand, begins narrowing her eyes at both girls, as even though that both girls are suppressing their magic quite a bit, she can still sense it, and it's quite malicious at that, as it being their devil nature and their devil magic as well. Within, Sona speaking up, saying, "Welcome, the four of you. My name is Sona Shitori, and I am the student council president. This is my vice president, Tsubaki Shinra. On behalf of all of Kuo and the faculty as well, allow us to welcome you to Kuo Academy." With then soon, all four of them bow their heads, saying, "The honor is all ours." Within, Leo saying, "Yes, we heard that Kuo Academy is one of the most prestigious schools in the world. Well, mostly in Japan, though. So we thought, and many of us are former from Tokyo. We thought we would come to a prestigious school for at least the last 2 years of our high school education." With then soon Sona saying, I see," as she begins looking over that of the school records for both Leo and also Saki, Toji, and also Nana, as she's a little bit confused but also intrigued at the same time. Within, narrowing her eyes at all four of them, with Nana doing the same at her. With then soon she clearing her throat, saying, "Now tell me, why did all four of you want to come to Kuo Academy by any chance, if I must ask?" With then soon Saki speaking up, saying, "As you can tell, if you have my school attendance record alongside my former grades, then you know that I'm quite smart for my age. I already have quite that of a high IQ." With then Sona narrowing her eyes before saying, "Yes, I do. I can understand. You do have quite a bit of a high IQ, to be honest." With then, and when I heard that Kuo Academy is one of the best, I thought I could test my skill and test my intelligence by coming to one of the best schools. Simple as that. With then soon Toji speaking up saying, as for me, I came here because it's a prestigious school. If I get able to graduate here, and if I even skip that of going to college, I will already have that of a high chance of reaching that of a high paying job. Doing so will give me enough notification, and people will take me seriously for that of higher paying jobs as well. With then soon Nana saying, I only came here because I had nowhere else to go. Simple as that. I care little for explaining my reasons here, since I barely know anything about you, Miss President. Hearing the disrespect in her voice, Sona narrowing her eyes, before then Tsubaki also narrowing her eyes with that of a glare towards Nana. With then soon Leo clearing his throat saying, well, as for me, I just heard that Kuo Academy is a pretty good school, one of the best of the best. And I just moved here in town as well, so I thought that I could start my education again here as well. With then hearing this, soon she can but say, I see. Well then, I hope that you live up to the expectations that is that of a student of Kuo. With then soon Leo saying, of course, I will, I promise. With then soon Sona saying, well, depending on your reasons, I can understand them. But I must ask our two newest male students a question. With then soon both Nana and Saki look at each other before looking at their two male comrades, and one of them especially being their leader. With then soon both Leo and Toji began to feel somewhat nervous at the same time. But then Sona's eyes began to glimmer before soon reverting back to her normal pinkish violet eyes, before asking, tell me, are the two of you only here because of the school being that of co-ed? With then soon both Toji and Leo were completely confused, saying, wait, excuse me? With then Toji saying, I'm confused, as he adjusts his glasses, saying, why must you ask us that? With then soon Tsubaki speaking up saying, because this school was once that of an all-girls school, and not only that, after 3 years of this school being that of co-ed, we had quite a bit of, disturbances. At first, when the school first became co-ed, it wasn't that bad at first. There were only a few hundred male students at the school. But, however, after the second year when it first went co-ed, it was quite, overwhelming, especially since the new first years of that year, being that of three of them, known as the perverted trio, caused quite a bit of commotion and annoyance for many of the female students. They were known to peek on that of many of the clubs, and even that of the changing rooms for many clubs too. Even a few in the girls and many of the girls' restrooms as well. With then soon, all four of them couldn't help but have that of a look of disgust. With then soon saying, and they're still at this school to this day. With then soon Nana saying, then why don't you expel them? This is ridiculous. Something like that is just is unforgivable. With then soon Sona speaking, well, two of the students here at the school have quite a bit of financial backing, actually. One of them his family has been supporting the school since even before it became that of a co-ed, while the other one, whose family has been part of the school's faculty for also years as well. We couldn't just expel them. As for the last one, he has special reasons on why we can't expel him just yet. With then soon narrowing her eyes, both Saki, Toji, and also that of Leo couldn't help but catch that, well, special wording that Sona said, as she's not even giving any explanations on why not expelling the third one. With then soon, so within Nana saying, excuses. I say it's damn excuses. If female students are going to suffer due to perverts like them, then maybe we should take matters into our own hands if such things happen to me. And trust me, if they do end up peeping on me, they're going to be wishing that you all expelled them. Do I make myself clear, Madam President? With then Nana basically narrowing her eyes at Sona, within Sona doing the same before sighing, saying, I see. Well then, I'll take your words to heart, Miss not Yumi. With then soon, she couldn't help but scoff. Before then soon, Leo saying, well, if that's the reason on why you're hesitant on allowing me and Toji into the school, then I'll settle your, fears here and now. We are not perverts. We don't peep on girls like that. With then Toji saying, correct. I may have some, of course, any hot-blooded male in their teens would feel somewhat attracted to the female body, but we wouldn't cause them any discomfort by basically peeping or basically calling out sexuality like that out of the blue. It's not right. It's actually quite wrong, to be honest. Within hearing this, soon Sona couldn't help but smile, alongside Tsubaki couldn't help but be shocked and surprised. Within Leo saying, just as Toji said, I have no interest in doing the same thing as well. If anything, I think it's wrong to make females uncomfortable unless they want to. That's it. With then soon Sona saying, I see. Well then, knowing this, I have nothing to worry about. Well then, I hope you all have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your years here at Kuo. Within hearing that, all four of them bow their heads. However, Nana still narrowing her eyes at both Sona and Tsubaki. Before then, soon, all four of them open the door and then leave the student council room. Within, soon, Sona and Tsubaki saying, that was quite something. With then, both girls look at each other. Before then, Sona saying, to be honest, I was expecting they seem more mature for their age, which makes sense given their student records, of course. With still having all four of their records out. Within saying, however, as much as I want to, I still can't find any more records other than their high school records and junior high records back in Tokyo. Anything further than that, it's impossible. With then Tsubaki saying, you believe that they're hiding something? With then soon Sona saying, who isn't trying to hide something here at Kuo? Even the humans here have something to hide. But even so, we can't be suspicious of them just yet. However, Miss Naomi, on the other hand, she almost seems like she knows something. Or rather, she's hiding. She doesn't trust us. She even said it herself. With then soon Tsubaki saying, do you believe that she knows that we're devils, Lady President? With then saying, let's not roll anything out just yet, Tsubaki. I'd rather keep my eyes on all four of them. And knowing Rias, she's already has her eyes on one of them already. To be honest, I could already tell at least two of them have that of sacred gears. With then soon Sona couldn't help but Tsubaki saying, are you sure? I didn't sense anything, saying, trust me, even the weak, even humans like them that lack any forms of magic, we can still sense it. I could even feel it myself. It almost feels like possibly their sacred gears are suppressing their weaker forms of magic, given how powerful they are. Whatever their sacred gears are, we need to know what it is and how to counteract it. With that, soon, Tsubaki saying, yes, Lady President. With that, soon. After that, both Nana soon heads to her classroom for the first years, while our 3 teammates head to theirs, with Saki and also Leo in the same classroom. However, Toji is in a different classroom, with then soon saying, well, this is where we go our separate ways. I hope that we'll meet up again, hopefully, with then soon Leo saying, yeah, same here. I hope that we can meet up again too, Toji. Within Saki saying, remember, Toji, in the next once classes end, me and Nana need to apply that barrier. Need to apply our magic nullification barrier spell once again. We all need to get back to that of Leo's place, so we can. Then soon Toji saying, I'm already aware. I'm pretty sure Tatsu and also that of Yuna and Lily already know that it's about time that we reapply it. With then soon Leo saying, well, we should get going. See you, Toji. But then Toji smiling saying, as to you, my friend. With that, all 4 of them walk away. With then soon Saki knocks on the door with the teacher soon saying, you 2 must be the new transfer students. Please come in. With then soon entering the classroom, everybody is shocked and surprised. With then soon 3 students begin to glare right at Leo. With then soon Leo saying, I'm guessing those must be the preferred trio by any chance, because every other guy is glaring at me, but their glares feel so much more intense. With then soon saying, everyone, we have our 2 new transfer students right here today. Please, will the 2 of you introduce yourselves? With then soon Leo steps up saying, my name is Leonardo Nagashita, but you can call me Leo. I'm originally from Tokyo, actually, and I'm also 16 years old. My favorite pastime is playing video games, watching anime, and also helping out people in need. So, if you guys have any problems, just let me know. As soon Leo bows his head. Within, a few of the girls could help but swoon over Leo's kind nature, with many of the guys could help but hate him, but also like him at the same time, because he just seems so, kind. However, as for the 3 students by the edge of the window, on the other hand, they can't help but basically despise him. With then soon Saki speaking up saying, my name is Sakuyoi Nijima, but all my friends call me Saki. If you don't bother me or basically piss me off enough, then hopefully you'll be able to call me by my nickname. As for me, I am also 16 years old. My favorite pastime is is hacking and also programming as well. I prefer being around computers more than I like being around people. But even so, I still try to hope that we can all get along. As then Saki soon bows her head as well, with many of the guys actually liking, Saki, that she has that kind of Ice Queen feel to her, to be honest. With many of the girls thinking that she seems full of herself, but also doesn't seem that bad as well. With the 3 guys actually basically thinking she's hot. With them, soon many of the students began asking questions and wondering if they both came from Tokyo, which both of them answered the same time, yes. With then wondering if Leo has that of girlfriend. With then Leo saying yes, actually. With then soon basically breaks the hearts of many of the girls in the classroom. with also making some of the guys also hate Leo even more, given that some of them are still that of, well, dateless, to be honest. As for one question for Saki, on the other hand, they wonder if the person that Saki is dating is Leo, within Saki saying, no, he's just my childhood best friend. Nothing more, nothing less. With then Leo couldn't help but scratch the back of his head, feeling embarrassed by that, but still feels somewhat happy at the same time that their friendship has been this strong after all these years. With then soon, their teacher tells them to head to their seats, with class about to begin, as Saki heads to one of the seats nearing the back of the door, heading to one of the doors in the back of the classroom, while Leo sits in the back seat by the edge of the window. With then soon, Leo couldn't help but say, oh boy, protagonist seat. You don't see this every day, don't ya? With then soon, the three guys that continue to glare eyes of death at him, Leo basically ignores, basically wondering, I wonder if Rias is having a good day as well, and if I can see her today, since she also goes to Kuo Academy. With then soon, speaking of the certain redhead that he met about 2 months ago, she's currently walking down the halls to her classroom with her and her queen / best friend, Akeno Himejima, saying, are you sure? Saying, yes, actually. To be honest, it seems weird. He could be interesting if you like, President. With then soon, Rias came up with a smile saying, it's tempting, but I already have my eyes on somebody else, to be honest. With then soon, Akeno saying, oh really? Who is that? With then stepping in front of the door of their classroom, being that of 3A, saying, he's quite something else, to be honest. But I won't tell you just yet. It'll be a surprise. Akeno. With then entering the classroom, Akeno was confused that Rias won't even tell her that even her best friend that she has somebody in plan to join their peerage, not knowing that the certain someone is Leo. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, at any rate, if you guys are wondering, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry that there hasn't been any action just yet. Like I said, I want to take this series slow, to be honest. Normally, when I start a series like this, I always try to jump straight into the action and fighting after all. For me, I want to take this one slow. Focus more on developing the characters because, again, Seventh Dragon focuses more on building up your team and how to face off with certain battles and certain foes by doing certain combo attacks and all that. But they don't really do much when it comes to your characters' personalities outside of combat. So yeah, and in this, I'm going to try and focus more on developing the characters' personalities more than with characters whose personalities have already been established because either where they're from or what they're based off of, after all. So yeah. Also, before I forget, when I post this story anytime soon, I'm going to release that of the harem list of each of the characters in this story, after all, or who they're going to be paired with, or if some of them are going to be paired with other people as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. At any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below, hopefully. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care.